Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on August the 28th, 2020. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. So the main event today was Fed Chair Powell's speech. So we have Jackson Hole Symposium going on today and tomorrow. So the focus was on the speech here. So there were some changes that the Fed made. So essentially, they said that they're going to let the inflation run, which means generally the central bank target was around the 2% inflation year over year. Now they said that they are going to, they won't really focus on that target, and they are going to let the inflation go past that target within a reasonable amount. So that was quite a substantial change from their previous policy. And other than that, they also, another thing the Fed generally does is when they see that the unemployment rate drops. So when the economy is doing really well and the unemployment is low, they actually start pushing the interest rates higher. And now they're not going to do that. So they are going to keep the interest rates low even when unemployment starts dropping and there's more employment in the economy. So those were a couple of the changes that are the main changes that they announced in the speech today. And in terms of news that's coming up on Friday, we have European data here, nothing in terms of red data or critical data. We do have economic barometer here from Swiss in terms of Swiss franc here. Now it is expected to come up better. So with the economies opening up, this should be better. So if it's in line with expectations, that will be positive for Swiss franc. Other than that, we have the core PCE numbers as well as personal spending numbers for the US. We also have Bank of England, Governor Bailey speaking, so this will be important. Anytime we have our central bankers speaking, their speeches are always important in case they provide forward guidance. So we'll need to pay attention to that. We also have Chicago PMI numbers as well as consumer sentiment numbers here for the US as well. So let's go on to the charts here. We'll start off with euro dollar here. We see that euro moved in both directions here. So when there was that speech by Powell, we have seen this go in each direction. So there's a large pin on the top here. So quite volatile day for US dollar as we had expected. So that was the main sweep speech. Now we do have Jackson Hole Symposium tomorrow as well. Now keep an eye out for any more comments that come out. But Powell's speech was the big thing that we had to watch out for. So in terms of our candle today here, this one is completely neutral at this point. We do see that price rejected the high, so we may see a drop here, so keep an eye out for that. So right now bias is neutral to bearish. In terms of the target, the first target would be more to the downside here, 1.1765, and once we see a break of that, I would be looking for 1.1700. So neutral to bearish bias here for euro dollar. Pound dollar here, pound we see price went into the resistance and it bounced off of that. So this is a major support resistance level here for pound. Last time price was here, it did drop. Now it tried to break out and then it's back into the range once again. And if you take a look at it, this is the range it's been trading in for the last several weeks here. Now we see a rejection of the high. So bias here is bearish. Now we may see a bit of a pullback potentially into 1.3220 or 3230 around that area. And then I'd be looking for a drop. So bias here is bearish and looking for price to come back down. In terms of our targets here, first target would be 1.3150 and then second target is 1.3050. So bias is bearish here for pound dollar. Aussie dollar here, this one is Still moving higher, but the problem here is we do have a pin on the top. So this one is neutral here. Even though we do have a bullish candle close, I would keep an eye on this one, because if it doesn't break through the resistance, we could see a drop here as well. Now, once it does go through, if it does go through today's high, then we'd be looking for next levels higher. For now, though, I will look for a retest of the high at 0.7285, and then if it holds below, I will look for that move back into the range towards 0.7220, and then potentially 0.7180. So neutral bias here for Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar here, this one is, this one's bullish. Yesterday, this one was bullish as well, but I would be careful with this one again for the same reason here. If price doesn't break today's high, I would be looking for that move back down again. So neutral bias for New Zealand dollar as well. Looking for a retest of 0.6670 level, and if it holds below, then first target here is 0.6600. And then below that, we have 0.6560. So neutral bias here for New Zealand dollar. Dollar CAD here, this one's looking bearish. We see that price did manage to break the support level here. So bias is still bearish. It doesn't have a ton of momentum, but nonetheless, it's still bearish. So first target here is 1.3085. And then 1.3035, so bearish bias here for dollar CAD.